few days ago, we introduced you to Star Wars Redemption, a from-the-ground-up fan game developed in Unreal Engine 4. We ran you through the project's entire lifespan, from its origins to the character models, levels and gameplay, finishing on the note that Etienne, the game's developer, was ceasing development on the project. Well, it turns out a lot of you love the project, so much so that Etienne took notice and we got in contact to discuss his future with Star Wars Redemption. And we have some big updates for you all. Seriously, if you thought our last video on this project was insane, this is on another level. For anybody new to this project, we strongly advise you to watch our previous video on Star Wars Redemption. Many of you who did watch it, however, had many questions, which we'll answer today, and then show you some new, unseen footage and animation of the game. So first off, our biggest response was how many of you were upset to hear that the project was no longer in development. Well, we have great news. Etienne wanted to let everybody know that the project is indeed being worked on once more, and judging by what I'm about to show you, I could not be happier. Just a heads up, apologies for the lower resolution, choppy gameplay. The game still has optimizations to go through, and we weren't able to record the footage ourselves. But don't let that distract what's being presented, as this is all subject to change. The first thing I wanted to show you guys is space combat. We showed this only as screenshots before, but you're able to board an Arc 170 whilst inside the hangar bay of a Venator and fly out into combat. Acclimators, Venators, Lucrehulks and more can be seen dotted around Coruscant. The cannon lasers and torpedoes on this fighter look absolutely stunning and will make dogfights look truly outstanding. It definitely reminds me of the old school Battlefront games, but completely reimagined. The lighting and models just look absolutely out of this world, and I honestly can't wait to see where this segment of gameplay will go and how you would go from navigating from land to space. But what's really cool is that you can launch yourself out of the Venator and fly back in to land. Honestly, absolutely insane stuff. Etienne showed us the models of the Venator and Lucrehulk up close, and you can seriously see all the detail that goes into these models. Again guys, Etienne makes all of these from the ground up, so no model lifting from third parties. This is all his own creation. Next up is ground combat. Now we didn't show much of this before, but here we can see the main protagonist Maveen fighting off a horde of battle droids. A ton of awesome attack animations are at play here, as you're able to also parry battle droid shots with your lightsaber right back at them. Ground combat is also in its very early stages of development, but with what's already been done, I can already tell I'm going to be super excited to get my hands on this and try it out. It definitely has that Jedi Fallen Order combat feel, which I really enjoyed, but it doesn't stop there, as Etienne shows us some unused attack animations that we placed in the game at some point, showing us setups for blaster rifle animations, as well as more attack animations such as the standard swing, more complex strikes, something that looks like an AoE force push, rolling attacks and more. We also see some speeder bike animations for riding vehicles, and that functionality has already been added, as here we can see Maveen riding a speeder bike in Lumberia and Geonosis. Again, these are all in early stages here, so things will definitely be polished and finalised. But already, this looks absolutely insane. Next, I want to take you back to Geonosis and Lumberia. Now, I'm unsure if we'll see any more levels until these two are finalised, but one animation that was never mentioned in our previous video was the Battle Droid Factory in Geonosis. Here we can see what could look like a setup to a cutscene, or a specific part of the level that you need to reach. But just watching this shows how much detail goes into this project. One thing I'm looking forward to a lot in this game is the cutscenes. Etienne is an amazing animator, and I can't wait to see more animations like these for narrative building. And here we get just a cinematic look around the world of Geonosis, being able to really appreciate every little bit of detail, like the sandstorms floating above the ground, the soft watercolor textures of the rocks, the gorgeous sky maps in the distance, and the remains of the temple archways leading up to the battle droid factory. Even the acclimators floating by in the sky. The detail here is just amazing. Here are some gameplay footage where we can see Maveen dual wield her lightsabers as she traverses the land. Just amazing stuff. Next is Lumberia, and I think this level has a bit more love, but you can just see the massive amounts of detail in the grass, trees and rocks here. It's actually next level. The ruins look fantastic and everything just feels so alive and vibrant. Not one part of this level looks empty. The water, flowers and more just give it so much colour, especially the little waterfall. That's definitely my favourite. These environments definitely feel like they were plucked from the Clone Wars TV show and absolutely look like it's straight from an indie or even a AAA game. But one part of Lumberia that was never shown is the ruins part of the level, where it appears to be nighttime, but the lake is completely lit by the blue lighting below, giving it a whole new look to the level. Here I feel a lot of this is finalised visually because there's so much going on here, but it also tells us that we'll see strong visual divergence in Geonosis and Lumberia when this demo is completed. But we'll get into that later. Lumberia's temple stage was shown off in the previous video, so you may recognise some of this layout and design, but here we get a full close-up look at everything. I won't go over too much of the same gameplay here, but there is definitely a ton of love shown to this level design, and it was this one level that made me realise that this project was definitely being created by a professional. But that is not all, as we take a look at the training room within the Venator shown off earlier. Here you'll be able to generate battle droids and other enemies to train your combat skills, and here you can also see more parrying until, well, we die. Too many battle droids definitely seem like quite the threat. This definitely reminds me of the Jedi Fallen Order update where we're able to create our own battle scenarios, so perhaps the training room can offer something similar, who knows. But swinging it back to where we started at the beginning of this video, we return inside the Venator. I wanted to bring you back here because I wanted to show you the level of detail a Venator has, not just on the outside, but on the inside as well. Remember, you'll be able to venture outside of the Venator into space combat, but also come back in to explore everything the capital ship has to offer. I just love that every single bit of this game sees no compromises, from the droid animation on top of the ARC 170 and its cockpit and the engine animations, but also how the Venator just has so many pathways for you to explore. Here we can see a super detailed pathway that leads us up to some guns, ammo and clone trooper helmets, and then all the way through to the training room we spoke of earlier. I just can't fathom how amazingly detailed everything is, and the fact that this game's demo is nowhere near finished yet. So I understand many of you had questions, a lot of them. Etienne and I ran through the comments on the last video and decided to answer some of them, so here we go. Is the project dead? Nope. The creator, Etienne, has returned back to the project after a well-deserved break from it. Can I donate or fund to the project? Unfortunately not. Etienne doesn't want to make any revenue from this project. The love and support you guys are giving him to his YouTube channel is more than enough. Remember, if you want more frequent updates on the project, follow his YouTube channel in the pinned comment or description down below. Can I join the development team? Whilst it's very kind, Etienne isn't exactly looking for more people to join the team at the moment. If things change, you'll know so from his blog or YouTube channel. He does, however, recommend any newer developers to start their own smaller projects that are not fan-made ones, and in fact, your own creations. Why is there a female clone trooper? The protagonist, Maveen, is a Jedi Master. She wears modified troop armor, and as for the reason, Etienne just loved the designs too much to not. No other real reason behind it. Why is Maveen's lightsabers floating? Whilst the official Star Wars films and shows don't allow Jedis to use the Force on their lightsabers, Etienne states to Thomas to create really interesting animations for fighting scenes and combat. This doesn't mean Maveen doesn't hold her lightsaber, as throwing the lightsaber at opponents will require her to hold onto it. When will the game be released? Etienne doesn't know when he'll be able to release the game. There's plenty more left to do, and there are risks of being shut down when releasing the project like this to the public. The team behind Star Wars Redemption wants to make sure they're fully happy with the demo's completion before sending any unfinished work-in-progress builds. What software was used to create the game? Star Wars Redemption is made within Unreal Engine 4, a high-end engine that is used by many AAA studios. The animations were created in EcksToo, an animation tool that makes most complex animations insanely easy. Applications like EcksToo have allowed Etienne to finalize animations faster than most other 3D animation applications, and tends to be better for game design. I picked it up myself and I have to say I'm super impressed with it. So that wraps up today's video. I want to give a massive shout out to Etienne and his team, Thomas and Alexandre, for working on such a fantastic project, and the viewers who give them so much love. Again, if you want more frequent updates on the project's development, go check out Etienne's YouTube channel. He'll be posting all his work there. This is likely to be the last time we cover this project until the finished demo build, but until then, we'll definitely be keeping a close eye on this amazing project. And of course, if you're not already, definitely join our Patreon for brilliant perks such as newsletters, your very own EcksToo portrait design, specialized merch, one-on-one play sessions with us, and more. Links to our Patreon and its perks in the description down below. Other than that, I have been Charlie, you've been watching EcksToo, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.